a year by 2012 doing that. We've received $243 million in weatherization money. We're aggressively implementing those programs. We are applicants for further, very robust competitive opportunities federally. We expect to do very well. And LIHEAP is another source of energy efficiency funding. In terms of new programs, our actions, we're in the process of promulgating a new energy code in Michigan, the 2009 IECC code for residential and commercial structures, which is a vast improvement. Until a couple of years ago, Michigan had the worst energy code of any state north of the Mason-Dixon line. Our utilities are operating under decoupling, which is a new business paradigm for our utilities. It decouples revenues from sales so that there isn't a natural disincentive to oppose energy efficiency implementations. They are aggressively implementing energy efficiency programs. We are first in the nation in terms of the development of a Michigan Saves program. What is Michigan Saves? The long and short of it is, it's a financing program that will allow, when fully implemented, and it's running as a pilot in northwestern Michigan, any household, any small business to implement energy efficiency measures with no out-of-pocket costs, with the obligation being paid back through energy savings. The credit unions of this state are behind the program. We're very close to a statewide launch, and we're going to be first in the nation in doing that with such an aggressive program. Before the legislature right now is PACE legislation. What that is, it's another way of spreading costs. It would be voluntary, but it would enable communities to use their bonding authority to help pay the capital cost of energy efficiency implementations or renewable energy distributed implementations, and that payment would be paid back with property taxes. It would be an obligation that runs with the land, and so it's spread over time. What we're trying to do through these policy mechanisms is to either reduce cost of implementation or spread costs so that more people can benefit. And then the private sector analog to Michigan Saves is energy performance contracting, which is a huge opportunity. Honeywell, Siemens, IBM, Johnson Controls have expertise. They serve the institutional sector, schools, colleges, universities, industries also, and they will work to finance aggressive industrial and commercial energy efficiency implementations and recover their costs and profits through energy savings. In wind, well, look, you may not buy what I'm saying because I see this great future for our state and for our country and for the world. But let's go to the two metrics that are real, all right? What is actually happening in terms of adding new energy to the national grid and capital flow, investment? What is happening, all right? So in 2004, the amount of wind turbine energy added to the national grid represented 2% of generation, of new added generation. By 2008, it was 42% of new capacity. That trajectory is still heading up. In 2009, a year of near economic collapse, we added 9,800 megawatts to the grid, expanding wind energy by 39% nationally. So that's pretty good. And the investment houses are pouring money into the clean energy technology sectors because that's the future. In terms of wind power, under the last administration, the Department of Energy set a target of 20% by 2030. The Obama administration, I know, believes that it's possible to do better than that, particularly if there are storage solutions for commercial storage. The Michigan Waters of the Great Lakes, the Land Policy Institute, you heard from Soji Adelaja, they analyzed the power potential of the Great Lakes, and in mass, and obviously this is not a practical number, but it does indicate how much power is out there. They calculate 322,000 megawatts, about 12 times the peak demand of the state of Michigan. But at a more practical level, if we were to populate 2% of only the suitable areas identified by the Great Lakes Offshore Wind Council, which I chair, for offshore wind development, we could derive 30% of the state's power needs using 5 megawatt machines that would be spaced at no less than one turbine per square kilometer in a wind park.